I fortunate enough to visit Shanghai on November last year, 2019. Now this one, it was the 22nd of November in one of the showroom, and it was quite exciting because it was the first day that the Chinese-made Tesla is on display. So as you can see, this is a Chinese-made one with the logo on the back. That's the Type 2, and then that's the DC fast charger. Tesla. That's the equivalent music app. November 22nd. And that's the branding, Tesla. Yeah, so while I was in China, I saw quite a lot of electric vehicles. In fact, they actually have a different color number plate. You know, all the EV are green, and you have brands that you don't see in any part of the world. You know, like this is Dongfeng, yeah, it's just very unusual brand. There's so many different brands there. And what happened was I was able to go to the Gigafactory as well. So I actually got a cab from Pudong Airport. So I'll have a look at where I went. So Pudong Airport to the Gigafactory. So as you can see, it's 49 minutes or 43 kilometer. And then after that, I went to Shanghai itself, and visited the largest car charging station, you know, with the 50 stores. So that whole trip was $700 RMB. So let's have a look at the Gigafactory itself. This is the front. So the Gigafactory actually faced northwest. So if you have a look here, it's right here facing that way. So this is actually looking from the northern side, looking south. So these are some of the workers, construction workers. There's a lot of construction workers there. And so this is the western side. There's actually, I think, how many doors? Actually, they're building the next building to the south side of that, which is the power and battery, where they'll be making the power, the drivetrain and the power and the batteries. And then after that, I went and saw the largest charging station. So this is the one that has the 50 stores. Okay, this is the largest supercharging station. As you can see, it is at the Lilac International Commercial Center in the Pudong district of Shanghai. So 50 stores. And what's interesting is, let's have a look. That is the plug for the DC charging, and the charges, the per kilowatt is 2 RMB. So divide that by 4.8, it's 41 cents. And the idling fee is $6.40, which is $6.40 divided by 4.8 is $1.33 per minute idling fees. Let's close that down. So why did Tesla choose Shanghai to build the Gigafactory 3? Now, there's a lot of good reason for that. For one thing, Shanghai is the richest city. Shanghai and Beijing are the two richest cities in China. It also has the busiest container port in the world, and it serves as an international financial center. It's home to 787 financial institutes, and the Shanghai Stock Exchange ranked 3rd in the world in trading volume. The other thing also is Shanghai has from speaking to the Tesla salesperson at the showroom, it has the highest number of Tesla in all the cities in China. So obviously that has obviously they will sell a lot of Tesla in Shanghai. The other thing is China has over half of the EV market in the world. So if you look at this one, this is 2018. The total battery electric vehicle is 3.29 million sold, but China sold 1.77. So if you divide that by 3.29, that is actually 53.8% EV sold in China. The other thing why Shanghai was chosen is because if you look at Shanghai, it has the seaport. So let's have a look here. Let's turn this to satellite. So the Gigafactory is only here. It's only actually here. So you've got the port here and then also across the island here. So this is where the port is. Okay, that's better. International container, that is one of the ports. So it's very easy for the car to be exported. Now, the Shanghai itself, that where the Gigafactory is actually, according to a taxi driver, is considered country Shanghai, because Shanghai itself is about 100 kilometer long and 100 kilometer wide, according to him. And where the Gigafactory is actually an industrial area. So it's actually not part of a city. So the only way to get there is probably the best way to get there is actually by taxi, because if you try to catch an Uber there or a DD, you find it very hard to actually get any transport out of there or even into there, because a lot of driver doesn't want to take you there and just drop you there, because they won't be able to pick up any passenger in that area. So you will have to book the whole thing. So we booked it for about 3 hours, that whole trip, and it cost $700 RMB, which is equivalent to about $150 Australian. So not too bad for probably a 2-hour trip, because we actually started from the hotel. Yeah, the whole trip was 3 hours. Now, if you look at the area of Shanghai, it's actually smaller than Perth. So the area of Shanghai is 6,340 square kilometer, and the area of Perth is actually bigger, 6,418 square kilometer. But the population of Shanghai is actually 24 million. So it is the largest city in the world. And obviously has a very high income per capita. So if anyone, obviously people who live in Shanghai are quite well off, and that's why it has the highest number of Tesla out of all the city in China. And this location is probably one of the best locations out of all the city in China for Tesla to set up the Gigafactory. So this is on our way there. As you can see, there's only trucks. There's no other vehicle except truck carrying containers to the port. So it's a quite unusual thing to see. So when we do get there, what we see is this is the front. Okay, this is towards the front now, gate number 1, and it looks like there's another building next to it, right at the front here. So that's the front of the building, and this is the 97 gate. Gigafactory again. As you can see, the construction is still going down here. Wow, still a lot of work to be done here. And what you can see here is quite a few gates here, down to about 70. Is it gate number 97 gate altogether? I think one of the things that Chinese government wanted Tesla to agree on is actually to use their own workers, where the logo is on the other side, rather than bringing workers in, which is, it worked out better for Tesla anyway, because Chinese workers are so much cheaper. As you can see later, so this is driving the whole length, starting from the northern end. So that's the start of it, and driving all along the western side of the building. So the western side of the building, you have a road, you have access. Whereas on the eastern side, there is no access. So the raw material comes in from the western side, and then the finished product obviously get parked. All the cars get parked on the eastern side. So I'm still going. That's how long this building is. Now we come to the close to the end of the building. So the end of the building is that grey section here. So that's the end. And then there's a little bit of opening here. And then you see another building getting built on this side. And that's the battery and powertrain building. Okay, now we'll look at the food stores. So these are where all the construction workers are living, and it looks like they're building another building here next door. This place is massive. It's a new industrial area. Looks like there's some temporary shelter for the workers that work here on this side. And we're just going to have some breakfast here. So temporary shelter for workers, for the construction workers. Shelter, containers. Breakfast. 对，我不会再给您那搞把我烫死的，这样。稀饭什么什么了？ Have a look here. Oh, looks like you could buy shoes and. So the hey. Workers' quarter. It's actually quite remote here. It's about at least half an hour from the airport, and even the road coming here, there's actually no passengers car. It's all trucks, shipping container, carrying shipping containers. Let's have a look at all the Chinese factories.
Ê, 这个油条我你们要不要哈？
豆奶，
没有豆奶呀，没奶油。啊，有豆。
Oh, maybe there's a soya milk here we can have.
有没有豆奶呀？红枣八宝粥。
Let's have a look.
啊，豆浆有吗？
豆浆，soya
豆
milk.
浆。
要喝豆浆啊？
有豆花、豆奶。
有豆花吗？
有不是豆脑，
豆花脑。
卖完了。
卖完了。
哦。
Okay, there's no. You can only have a
有没
soya
有
drink.
凉？
Okay.
啊，喝点好了啊。
2块。哎，这个红枣八宝粥呢？
也是2块。
啊，我要一本红枣八宝粥。
红枣八宝粥 is red dates porridge. You can actually have breakfast. This red date porridge for $2. Now $2 is only 40 cents Australian. That's how cheap these workers here can eat. Can you imagine what sort of wages they're getting? And in fact, my taxi driver got some noodles. The Shanghainese flavor noodle is very hot, spicy, and for $2 as well. 40 cents you can have a meal. So obviously labor cost is so much lower here. So I would imagine the profit margin for the vehicle made here would be so much higher than US. I didn't bring my drone to the Gigafactory, but we had permission from a Tesla owner here called Uwa, and he has done a great job in this video here. So you can check it out. I'll put the link down below. So he's explaining that because they're trying to get all the deliveries out before Chinese New Year, which is the 25th of January 2020. As you can see, this is looking from the northern side. So in fact, that building is actually a fair way out from the entrance. So this is looking at from the western part of the 97 loading dock. As you can see, there's 3-lane road here. So all the supply comes in on the western side. And then on the southern end there's another grey building as well. So you see some finished Model 3 here. Now this is the second building on the right hand side here, the battery and powertrain building. And then to the eastern side of these two buildings there is this parking lot. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of Model 3 here, all black and white, all getting ready for delivery for the new year. And it looks like they're already loading them onto the trucks. And then there's more land on the east side of that. And on the northern side, you can see that they are pouring concrete. There's something else going on there as well.